What is up, YouTube? Today I'm coming back at you with another DVD slash Blu-ray pickups, and today I have quite a number of things. I have 5 things on Blu-ray and 4 things on DVD. If you're wondering why it's been taking me so long to put out videos recently, I've just been trying to recover from a back injury due to skateboarding, and yeah, so it's been pretty rough. It still kind of hurts my back to like sit and stand and move around, so I don't know how in depth I'm going to go on this one, but we'll try our best and see how this goes. So let's just start off with, I have some anime stuff, I have some movies, and then I have movies on Blu-ray, I have some movies on DVD, I have a movie on DVD as well. So we'll go movies first, we'll do anime last. So we'll start with the DVD movie first. So, alright, so the first thing that I picked up is something that's a little weird, because if you've seen my other DVD Blu-ray pickups, you'll know why. I picked up Troy, and this is the DVD 2-disc special edition. And if you're wondering why I have this, because I also have the Ultimate Collector's Edition DVD set, and this is the director's cut and this is the theatrical release. The reason why I picked this one up is I much prefer the theatrical release. If you've never seen the director's cut and the theatrical release, basically the director's cut just adds alternate takes to certain scenes. It extends some scenes, and you know, it changes the soundtrack a little bit. Now that may sound good on paper, but it's very poorly executed. When they extend the sound, when they change the soundtrack, they literally only reuse the main theme of the Troy movie, which gets really old really fast. They use it at least 6 times, and it's really bad. The alternate takes are, in my opinion, worse takes of the same scenes with extra dialogue, and I don't think they're as well acted, which is why they probably weren't in the theatrical release to begin with. And the extended scenes with even more dialogue are just completely irrelevant. They have no purpose being in the movie at all, because they don't further the plot, they don't add anything interesting, they really just take up more time. And I just don't understand why they even made a director's cut of this movie. Like, I understand in a sales perspective, like maybe to get more sales to boost not such a great selling movie, but it's not a good director's cut. They should have at least added the option to watch the theatrical cut in the director's cut, which they don't. So, yeah. The director's cut of Troy. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I will leave 2 links in the description of the same scene of the theatrical cut version of the Storming the Beach of Troy and the director's cut of the Storming the Beach of Troy. And you'll see what I'm talking about. The only thing that's good about the director's cut in that scene is the extra action sequences where there's more fighting. Other than that, the alternate take dialogue by the one Greek guy, really on the boat, really bad. The change of music is also really bad. It just doesn't fit that scene at all. It just really doesn't. The timing's off. I mean, it's just really weirdly done. I vastly prefer the original theatrical cut. So enough of that. Let's move on to the Blu-ray movies. Alright, so the first Blu-ray movie I picked up on a whim, and this one is a little bit different. It's a horror movie, but it's not like a jump scare horror movie. It is The Witch. And this is a horror movie about basically the colonies shortly after they were formed, and all the lore about witches and demons at the time. And it basically plays out over in the wilderness with this one family, and it's really well done. It's a small budget horror movie, and it's published by A24, which I've gotten some of their other movies that they've published, and I think they're really well done. I think they're all pretty good. And this one is no exception to that. It's really good. The only thing that I would say that's bad about this movie is, for some people it may be a little hard to watch due to the dialogue choice, because the way that they speak in this movie is very different. It's very old sounding. It sounds like they're reading from the old English Bible, the way that they speak. So if you have a problem with that sort of dialogue with lots of thys and stuff like that, it's maybe hard to watch because they talk pretty quickly, and if you can't adjust, you may miss things. So it's definitely an interesting take, and I think it's pretty well done. So worth checking out. I picked that one up on a whim. The next Blu-ray thing I got is actually a 3-movie triple pack, and this is actually something I've been looking at getting, and it is the Matrix Trilogy. A lot of places have been selling this for like $15, but I finally found a place that was selling it for $10, and I figured that was the price that I wanted to pay for it. The Matrix movies are really good. They're sci-fi action movies, and if you've never watched them, they are pretty iconic. There's a lot of references to them in other media now with the whole bullet time stuff. But a lot of people only really like the first one, but I might in the minority when I say that I like the first. I like all of them, but I definitely think the third is the weakest. I think the first two are definitely the better two of the set, but definitely worth watching all of them if you haven't, and I think they're really great movies, so worth checking out if you haven't watched them already. Now these are actually 2 movies. I bought them separately, but I picked them up because they're part of the same series, and they're really good comedy movies that I like, and I really wanted them. So I picked up 21 Jump Street and 22 Jump Street. Now these movies are great. I absolutely love these. Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill are hilarious together. I wish they were in more movies together because they are just the chemistry on screen is fantastic. They play off of each other really well, and the action and the comedy, it's a really good mix. So if you haven't watched either of these movies, you definitely give them a check, like a look. I actually like 22 Jump Street better. I think the first one's really good, but surprisingly, this is one of the very few times where I think the sequel of a comedy is better than the first. And just the jokes in this one are a lot funnier, and I just think they're both really well done movies. So worth checking out and worth having. I'm actually really excited for the Men in Black crossover that's supposed to be coming up with 23 Jump Street. Alright, so the last thing I picked up on Blu-ray is, I basically only picked this up for one movie, but I have always wanted to watch another movie in here, so I picked up the triple pack, and that is the triple feature of Stanley Kubrick, and that comes with 2001, Space Odyssey, Clockwork Orange, and The Shining. I really only picked this up for The Shining, but I've always wanted to watch 2001 Space Odyssey. A lot of people have said it was amazing and it's like a masterpiece. I watched it, and technically speaking, it's amazing. It really is amazing. Like, some of the effects that they do and just some of the shots that they have are just crazy for the time, because it was shot in the 60s. And I think that it's really, really innovative for that time, but I think the story is okay. It's not bad. It's a good movie. It's not something that I'm really going to crave to watch a whole lot. And I think the best part of that movie was the mission to Jupiter, but it's very interesting and kind of a weird, twisty movie at the end. So really good. The Shining is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. I'm sure many of you have seen that one. And A Clockwork Orange I actually have not seen, which was surprising because I basically watch every movie that I get. So yeah, so that's the only movie I haven't seen that I own right now, but I'm probably going to watch that eventually. So Clockwork Orange and the rest of those. Alright, so the last 3 things are 3 anime things that I bought on DVD, and I bought all 3 of these because there was a sale on Right Stuff with Discotheque and Eastern Star releases. So I picked up one show that I've always wanted to watch, and I picked up 2 things on top of that to get the free shipping. And there are also things that sounded pretty interesting. So the first thing that I picked up is basically what topped off my cart, and I bought it because it was cheap. It was $11 and it's normally $20. So it also completes a collection of a show that I have. So now I have the entire series, and that is Tekkaman Blade 2. Now, Tekkaman Blade is really weird in terms of anime release, because the original Tekkaman Blade, the original Japanese uncut series, was released by Anime Works and that is the Japanese dub. And then there's also Technoman, which is the English version of Tekkaman Blade. Now that takes all the scenes from Tekkaman Blade and recuts them and makes a different story, sort of like how Macross does with Robotech, and and so they're two different entities, and they were published by two different companies, and both of them you can't get anymore. Now this is different because this is published by neither of those two companies. It has an English and Japanese dub, and it's a sequel. I don't understand this release at all. Now the English dub, I'm not sure if it continues the story of Technoman or if it continues the story of Tekkaman Blade, but I'm pretty sure the Japanese release is a direct continuation of Tekkaman Blade, so I'll probably watch the Japanese version. There's only 6 episodes in this, and it's just a really weird release, so yeah, have that. Alright, the next one is the one reason why I ended up buying these anime. It's the reason why I decided to get all this. It's the show I wanted to watch, and that is School Days. Now, I haven't watched this yet. I haven't watched any of these anime yet. But School Days is a show that I've heard quite a bit about. I heard it's really psychological and it's kind of different. It's a horror-style kind of thing. And I really, really wanted to watch it. I've heard good things about it. I've heard really bad things about it, too. It's very mixed feelings on this show, so I'm excited to watch this. It kind of seems like my type of show, but we'll see. So I'm happy to have that one. And now this one I bought completely on a whim. Heard nothing about it. I liked the art style. It had a 4 out of 5 on the anime website that I like to go to, and I thought that was pretty reliable. And all the recommended anime that were kind of like this were shows that I had really liked. So I picked up True Tears. Now this is the complete series as well, and this is a drama show, I think, and I'm pretty sure this is relatively new. Yeah, this one came out in 2008, so I've never heard anything about this at all. I really like the art style. I think it has a good art style, and I think the concept is kind of interesting, where it's about a girl who gives her tears away so she can't cry anymore, and I guess it's a really dramatic show, so I'm not really sure how it all plays out, but it got a 4 out of 5, which is interesting. The concept to me at first sounded silly, but if it has a 4 out of 5, it must have some type of redeeming quality to it, so interesting to check out on this. There's the art style I was telling you about. I think it looks pretty nice. So that was everything that I picked up. Let me know what you guys think in the comment box below. If you have any recommendations for movies or TV shows or anime, let me know. We'll sure to be check those out because I'm always happy to look at new movies because I'm a huge movie buff. I'll do a little overview of what I picked up. These are all the standard movies that I picked up on Blu-ray and DVD. And then I got all 3 of these anime series. So definitely interesting pickups. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, just leave me a thumbs up, or if you didn't, leave me a thumbs down. Don't really care, but I will try to respond to every single comment like normal, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Peace.